Okay, so we got a 2002 Mazda Tribute here. Going to be replacing the front headlights on here, just to give you a look. And these have been cleaned and buffed a little bit. They're not just horrible, but the only way you're ever going to get them to looking really good is just to get you a set of new ones. You can see how it just starts frosting over, and they're just not that great. These, for this particular model, are not that expensive, and I'll get you the price at the end of the video. I'll give you a look at them. Here's the new ones, and you can get a look with your new ones of where your bolts are going to be. So you've got a couple up here, got one on the side over here, and then you got one hidden up here, and that would be the more difficult. And these, I'll leave a link to where I got these. They come with the bulbs and everything in here. So you got your bulbs over here, your bulb over here. So they're all pre-installed with new bulbs. And we got the passenger and drivers. Okay, before we can do anything, we got to get the bumper off. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Now, this has been removed previously and replaced with various things, so I don't really know what's going to be on yours. This has got like some plastic snaps. We popped these up with a flat screwdriver here and here, and there's like a different one here. And then we've got some pieces on the bottom there as well. We need to get these off first. See, the other side doesn't even have this piece. So this is the first thing I'm going to do, is pop these up and pop these out. And then we're going to hop underneath, and I'll show you some of the other bolts and stuff. Okay, if you turn your wheel, it makes it a little easier. You may have these little Phillips headed plastic ones as well. You just turn them if they'll not spin on you, and basically just pull that thing out of there. That's the way these are. So that's got them loose from this side. Just have to do your other side the same way, and you can, like I said, turn your wheel to make it easier. So we got that loose, and we're going to crawl underneath here. Okay, underneath here on the passenger side, directly underneath the fog lamp, we've got a couple of these 10 millimeters. Just going to go ahead and take these bolts. They're holding to this bumper right here. Okay, and I should point out there's also plastic mud flaps that go under here. These have been previously removed, so you're not seeing those, but basically everything kind of bolts up the same. You may have to take those loose to be able to get to some of these, but I don't think so. We're just going to work our way from the left to the right. We got those two out. We come over here. We've got one right here. Just using a little 1/4-inch ratchet. These are not very tight. We're going to get this one, and then we're going to move on down to right here in the center. We've got one right there. We'll get that one next. Okay, so now I'm just moving on down to the one down here on this end on the driver's side, and this is the last one for the center part here. And as far as the others down there, we don't have a flap on mine, so we won't need to remove those. But if you did have the flap, you would take that bolt and that bolt out. But those are missing. So now we're going to move back up top here and work on these other bolts. Okay, so up here I've just got a 10 millimeter. It's right down here on this side that we need to take out. It's completely loose. Under there I've got another right here. So getting this bumper off is not a big deal. So now the fog lights will be attached, but I think we can get enough slack. We're just going to lay it down. It shouldn't hurt anything. You can take them loose if you want, but with that out of the way, we can look and see. This is the hard to get to, most difficult down here, but it helps to have you an extension on your ratchet to get to these. So we've got this one here, we've got this one up here, this one, and then this one over on the side. And you can see that's broken too, so it's not doing a lot of good there. So we're going to work on taking these out. Okay, so there's the first one out of there. We got loose. We'll just come up here, work on taking this one loose. We got, these shouldn't be just real terribly tight. Okay, there's that one. And then this one's not even attached, it's broken here, but we go ahead and take this one right here completely out. And this will self-align once you get everything bolted into place. It does have an adjuster on it. If you need to adjust them, you'll need to use that. But as far as bolting them up, they don't have a whole lot of slack. So we got it. It should. Okay, it's got a little clip. Forgot about that. You got to lift up right there. It's got a little plastic clip. So we'll need to get a screwdriver and pull up on that right there. Okay, not that it matters if I break it because I'm not reusing this, but if you had to take it out for something else, you just pry up right underneath there. And now this is completely loose. This should pull off. Okay, you got to squeeze those two sides. Squeeze those both in. Squeeze both those sides. And then this one, usually these things get so brittle, but just to show you, you got the two legs there. You got to pull those up to slip them over that. Now usually these break like all the time. That's why if I'm doing just the light, I just twist it out of there and do it that way. But this is coming with its own, so I'll need to remove that. But this is the light assembly off. This is our adjuster. If we need, and it's a good possibility we may have to adjust this a little bit as well. There's a look at that. Okay, and back to this light thing. These things will hold, but I just barely, ever so lightly lifted that with my thumb and it broke. And I've never seen one of these that I could get off of here without breaking, unless it was new. So this side might, supposed to get it above. Okay, and see, it broke too. I was being real delicate pulling it off there, and it still broke. But it will push enough, and if you're that worried about it, you can put some black tape around it and get it to hold. But the new one, and that's why when doing these lights, I never disconnect this, because they break. Just as soon as you touch it, it breaks. So don't be alarmed by that. Okay, so here's the new light. I'm just gonna leave it. Comes with this plastic. We'll leave that on there till we get it all into place. But we're just gonna go ahead and reconnect, push that on there, and then we'll push that back on. See how it goes. It only goes one way. and we'll go ahead and push that connector back on there, and it only goes one way as well. You can see in there how it's shaped, and it only goes in there one way. So we're going to push those back on, and then we're going to set this right back up here. And see, this is the little clip, or the plastic clip, and then there's another one right here that goes into these little places. We're going to connect those and push it back up here. Okay, so I'm just getting ready to slide. These little plastic nubs hold it until you get it bolted into place here, and they won't lock in there till you get it pushed up right. Okay, I just started this one and this one on the side, and I'll put this back on here. If it's not seeming like it wants to line up, just line it up as best you can. You know, if you had any damage or anything, and if it's off a little bit, you may just have to line it up as best that you can. Okay, now I'm just putting the bolt in the bottom slot right here, and we're just going to kind of snug these all up at once. Okay, so we got all these snugged up, and now we're just going to move over here and remove the other side and do the exact same thing. Okay, I'm just getting ready to get the bolts in this side over here. It's lining up nicely. And we'll get the ones on the bottom. Okay, we got that bolted down. We're just going to go ahead and pull the bumper back up here. We'll start with these top ones and get those bolted down first. Just pick it up. Okay, we've got these little special bolts. I'm going to put these back up here first. We just got it setting up on here. And we're just kind of leaving this for now to get the bumper so we're not any unnecessary scuffs. Okay, I'm going to just pop these little plastic rivets back into this over here, and then we're going to hop underneath and get those 10 millimeters back into place. Okay, I got the 4 10 millimeters that go underneath, and we got the one goes out here, and we got one here towards the middle. Let's get under here and locate where they go. And these bolt to this metal part here. So we got those. And then I've got a couple that go down here, because I actually got the flap on this side. I got a couple that go down here, one here and one there. Okay, so we got those snugged up underneath. Now if you have the little plastic shrouds or flaps under there, you may have a little bit more to remove, but it shouldn't be much. I'm going to take this plastic off. And that really looks nice. And now the most important thing is to check them out, and of course we'll have to wait to the dark to make sure, you know, we got them adjusted right. But looks so much better. We'll put the hood down here. Okay, and here's a view of with the hood down. If you can see this big difference. And these were, I believe, $110. I'm going to leave a link to these for the set, which is not bad for headlights. Some of them can be pricey, but these are not that bad. You know, not only does it make it more safe being able to see, but for a little over $100 improves the look of the vehicle tremendously. So just something to think about. Okay, I just wanted to show you all this adjuster on the back of the light here on this old one. You can adjust it up and down. Now this here, you may either have a Torx, you can see, you could use a Torx bit. You may have a Phillips. I think the replacement ones have a Phillips bit. And you go through, after you lift the hood, you go through here. Now this will also get yourself a long extension. This is a 7mm. You can come right through here, and you can turn this, and you'll just turn it. Think if you go clockwise, it goes down, but you want to get up close to a wall to adjust this, and just to make sure it's right. If it needs adjusting, you lift it up or down. And as far as I know, there's no side to side adjustment, because I guess I figure if it's off that something may be messed up and needs to be fixed. So but this is your adjuster that's back in behind it here, and just to show you the bulb, if you peel this off, you can get in here to your bulb, and you'll notice that there are some clips that you have to push to the side here. You need to replace these. Just push those down and to the side and lift it up. You can't really see these really well in the vehicle. This part will be facing up, and then you can take that bulb out, and it just goes back in. Only goes in one way, and then you push that back down underneath that tab there. Same for this side. Push it back down underneath that tab. You see how it goes. That's all. It locks that in, and then that little weather boot just centers up and goes right back on there. And I've already took out the one over here on this side, but all you do is just turn that like a little bit, and it comes out of there. And again, it only goes in a certain way. You can see how the bigger slot's right here, the smaller slot, but you just twist it counterclockwise just a little bit, and then you put it back in that exact way, and you just twist it clockwise a little bit to lock that one back into place. Just wanted to show you that real quick. Okay, so you'll come out at dark, and you'll park this thing within like 10 feet of a wall if you need to adjust. If you notice that your headlights are too low, too high, or whatever, and then you'll adjust them that way. But you come over here, and you can see this little area, but see this one here, you can take a Phillips to adjust it. You can come through this side, you can come through here, just whichever way. Or this one is actually a 8mm or a 5/16 to adjust that. You just turn it clockwise or counterclockwise to adjust that height, and then the same thing over onto this side here. Just get in there to adjust that height. Get them as even as you can. They may not need to be adjusted, but you won't know until you drive it down the road, or park it up close to the vehicle within a wall within like 10 feet, and just adjust them that way. But we'll wait when it gets dark. We'll check all that out, because sometimes they even knew that the adjustment may be off and maybe pointed down too low. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and as always, I invite you to subscribe, and I thank you for watching.